So colleagues, in keeping with the theme from this morning, to connect, integrate and transform, let me throw some numbers at you to keep you on the spot. So 288 million, 149 million, 66 million, and 4.8 billion. These are some of the numbers that I'm going to elaborate as I go through the presentation this morning. And Enzo, you're not allowed to answer any of those questions. Our CEO this morning spoke about digital services, and this is the next layer of business that MTN is embarking on in terms of moving away from a telco to becoming a gateway for digital services and transforming into a platform business. Some of the key areas that we touched on earlier was around content and entertainment, and within this vertical business, there's video, gaming, music, and then on the mobile advertising business, we're using our digital channels to open up a whole new revenue stream in order for publishers to reach our customers on these various platforms. On e-services, there are services such as health, education, security, just to name some, that we are now moving into new developments and deployments across our footprint. And then, of course, we have the super app, Ayoba, with a number of services embedded on that. So if we double click on the video vertical, it shows us that there's an opportunity of $4.5 billion in the streaming space by 2027. And what does that mean from the telco world? It means that by improving the internet connectivity through deploying high-speed data networks using 4G and 5G, it gives opportunity to our customers in terms of exploring and accessing various digital services. Layered on top of this is the penetration of smartphones. Now, MTN has deployed a number of initiatives to ensure that we embrace the penetration of smartphones into our markets by offering innovative solutions in terms of financing these devices and getting it into the market. Layered on top of this is the content. I think very important to pick up from the point that Christian mentioned earlier on is opening up the local economies, content producers, publishers to integrate their content into our offerings. And that means bringing more local and hyper-local relevant content to our customers on these various streaming services. The speakers early on mentioned data costs. Yes, we understand that this is a key barrier for adoption and driving the usage across various streaming services, for example, due to the high bandwidth that it demands when you're streaming. And this is where the telcos play an important role. We are able to bundle data with the price of your service and allow the customer to enjoy access at one price point. And that is where I think the OTTs are seeing the opportunity and various other partners are seeing the value of the partnership with telcos. So what does the telco bring to the party? 4 key areas. One is being able to give access to our vast subscriber base, 288 million subscribers across the MTN footprint in the Middle East and Africa. And that's the number I mentioned earlier on. In terms of billing, MTN has 66 million mobile money subscribers across the footprint, and that continues to grow. In addition to that payment mechanism, we've got the airtime wallet that other players in this industry do not have access to. So the telcos are a key enabler to bring the payment mechanism to the forefront. And as mentioned previously, the bundling capability. Whether you are bundling it for video, music, gaming, education, health, and security, the telco has the ability to structure the size of that bundle to be effective from a cost perspective and to deliver value simultaneously. And then, of course, the trusted brand across the African footprint, and yes, MTN is the #1 brand, and therefore drives a larger opportunity to partner with global players in the streaming space. This slide shows us very clearly the global partnerships that I mentioned, driven across our footprint, with an exclusive partnership launched with MTN South Africa. And this is built on one price point, having a mobile product available where you can stream on your mobile device with sufficient data without having to consider what is the impact or the electric fence effect when using high-speed data services. Further partnerships, as you see on this, is the Showmax partnership. Again, Christian mentioned that earlier on. Exclusive mobile partnership bringing you the English Premier League on your smartphone. And partnerships with Canal Plus, bringing content, football, and other sport-related content to our French-speaking markets through the bundling and payment capability that we've unlocked with Canal Plus in the last few months. And in terms of going forward, yes, MTN are working on video streaming services to expand beyond our French markets into the English-speaking markets to offer video on demand, linear TV or free-to-air services, and other capabilities on video streaming. I spoke briefly about the bundling. This continues to evolve across other markets, and very key are the partnerships that we expand on a continuous basis with some of the sports rights holders such as the NBA, the English Premier League, Basketball Africa, and others. So in closing, I think MTN continues to strive forward in terms of unlocking the future and offering our customers access to a brighter, better future in terms of access to digital services and lived experiences. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vikash. Please.